Right, so today we're going to be talking about the NASDAQ 100 swing trading technical analysis. Now, we're going to be picking up from where we left off last week in regards to the analysis that I did on the NAS 100. Now, if you watched that, I know you like that video. I know you like that video if you watched that particular video. So if you did watch that video, I definitely think you owe me a subscription. I definitely think you should hit that subscribe button, turn on the notification, and drop us a like, because there was some gems in there, right? You definitely spotted those gems, right? And those gems came in handy for this week, right? Right, okay. So with that said and done, we're going to get straight into the analysis. We're just going to briefly go over what we talked about in the last week's video, and then we're going to go into what's taking place now, right? So on this chart that we're looking at, it's a little bit more busier than the other analysis videos that I normally do, because the NAS is something that is closely monitored on this side of the channel. NAS and gold are watched super hard on my side of the border, okay? Hence why a lot of the analysis that we do is we put so much into it, right? The rest of the stuff, obviously we put a lot into that too, we really do. But gold and NAS are the ones that are closest to the heart, right? So last week's analysis, we talked about what was taking place in this area over here. I actually put in some levels, right? So I basically turned around and said, so at this level right here is where I said I'll be putting in my bias, because it's above the low value node, which would be in a low value area, which would increase the probability the price will be going up. So this is where I said I'll be putting my buys, right? I'll be putting my buys in this area right here, and the number for that is this right here, okay? Then I said I'll be putting my stop, right? So this is my my visual stop loss, right? So if I'm on the screen watching everything, my stop will be right here, right? If I'm not on the screen, then I'll put my stop down here, right? So I'll explain the reason for the two. So example, if I am on the screen and I see market come down to, say, this level right here, so market comes down to this level right here, right? And I'm on the screen, I know that I can hop out of that, take the hit, right? And depending on how it looks on its way down, I could possibly jump back in again with another buy to ride up the loss that I would have taken when price came down. So I'll have the opportunity to do that, okay? If I'm not watching the screen, this is the bad news level. This level right here is the bad news level. At this level is basically I need to wait to see if it's turning around or not turning around, all right? So hence why this set up in these two ways. Now, at some point yesterday, right, in the early hours of the morning yesterday, we got news that Trump, or should I say the US and China, have decided that they're going to be cool again. They decided that, oh, you know what? We're going to put in a 90-day tariff. We're going to reduce the tariffs for 90 days. And we're going to be cool, because no one is really benefiting from this tariffs, right? You know, one of these things where like you have like a bad idea that sounds like a good idea, and then as you go through with this idea, the more you're in it, the more you realize how much of a bad idea it actually is, right? This is what the tariffs were. So it sounded good, but in reality it was a bad idea, because it's been that way for practically forever. You can't just turn around and stop the party because you feel like it, and in most cases you created the whole situation to begin with. So what basically happened was reality set in, right? So for example, because of these tariffs now, most of us that were watching now know the true value of all of these luxury goods that we're spending so much money for. We never knew before, but now we know, right? Now we know, because of these tariffs. Like, so many things came out of the woodwork because of it, right? The damage that it has done is so far reaching that I don't think the Trump team really thought this one through. And everyone tried to tell them, like, yo, listen, It's a bad idea, bro. It is a terrible idea. But he wouldn't listen. And now, obviously, massive expose, right? So luxury. So anyone basically I see wearing a luxury brand right now, what it's supposed to mean isn't what it means when I see you wearing it, right? And all of this was fine up until this month. Between April, right, and May was when my mind shifted. So in June, July, if I see anyone in Prada, Gucci, all of this stuff, right, you look like a sucker. That's what you look to me, right? It's not because of anything I'm saying, any issues that I have with them, right? I don't have anything with it, but it's like, it's just got exposed. And how it was exposed, I kind of believe it. I kind of do, right? So, and I don't think I can be turned around on this, right? So now that they've gone back in the room and said, look, we're gonna put everything back to normal, you're gonna start to see markets start to move in the direction that it needs to move in. So which is the gravy train that we know as the NASDAQ 100 is back on. It's back on, right? So once this level right here is taken out, which I believe is coming very soon, so let me just put a level on that. So once this level is taken out, which is 22,270.2, bro, the party's back on. The party is back on, right? Because I believe that level is going to get taken out. The uptrend is back. You have nothing to worry about if you're taking long positions. I can't see this turning around anytime soon unless somebody says something really, really, really silly in the next couple of days. Now, I don't put it past them. I do not put it past them at all for them to say something silly, because bottom line is, it is actually to the advantage to mess this around, because I've seen the powers that be, right, actually on social media demonstrating what can only be described as insider trading, right? Now, why they would do that, only God knows. But it makes sense why we could be getting insane news and data as market begins to push upwards. So you could hear anything from this point right now, anything that is enough to move this, right? And what is moving this right now is not the Fed or Wall Street. It's actually the White House. The White House is moving this right now, right? And how the White House is moving this right now, it's like, Trump, I really like you, but I don't know why you're doing it in this way, because you're kind of putting yourself on the hook here by saying these things in the way you're saying it and posting things on the social media the way you're posting it. Like, bro, like, think about it. But anyways, what's done. So bottom line is, anything can happen. So what do I mean? What am I expecting to take place in the coming days and weeks? Well, first thing is, let me get rid of these for now. Let's get rid of these levels, because there's a couple areas that I can see here that might be of interest to us, right? There's a couple areas that I could see that could be of interest to us. And the thing is, we got a couple no value node areas, right? So I'm just going to talk about the ones that hasn't been breached so far. So that will be this one right here. Okay, as a matter of fact, this whole thing could be a giant low value node area, but I'm just going to be very specific and just choose, I'll just say from here downwards. So I'll just say we're going to choose this level over here. Wait, I'll just say we're going to choose this level over here, and we're going to drag it to about here. Okay, so currently, as it stands on the 4-hour chart, is that we now have price in a low value node area inside of the high value area of the volume profile. Okay, what do I mean by that? I mean this area right here. This is the high value area of the volume profile. Okay, this is the point of control. right here, and we got price right here heading to that point of control where it could reject to come back down again. I don't think that's what's going to happen. I think price is going to continue on his journey all the way up until it kind of leaves the high value area, right? Now at this point, this is where I'm expecting the rapid push to the upside, right? So I'm expecting a lot of, well, I'm expecting it to go parabolic from this point over here up to whenever it decides to cool down or come down. It's not going to go up too fast, too crazy, okay? Maybe at most it might do 30k, which is still a lot, but I don't think it's going to be that crazy. But bottom line is, but I am expecting it. I am expecting it at this level right here. So we're going to see what happens if it gets to that level or not, right? But in the meantime, there's things that we need to prepare for to make sure if it is going to go to that level that we're aware of it. So bottom line is this: in this low value node areas, we need the conditions that will tell us if this is an ongoing situation or if this situation is coming to an end. So the first is this area right here. This area right here, okay? This level right here, a close below this level, right? A close below this level will signify for us, okay, that price wants to come down, okay? Price wants to come down. As it stands right now, we're waiting for the weekly high to be set. So this is the kind of thing that I like to keep in the back of my mind when I'm watching market do what market's doing, right? So I'm like, okay, cool. Today's Tuesday, so I'm watching the high of the week get locked in, right? Now, if the high of the week is locked in, say on Friday, then we just have a bullish momentum all the way up, which basically means at some point this week, we're going to get a close above the point of control, which is right here, okay? That level, which is above point of control, is 2.8, right? At this level, I would consider taking in long positions. Not telling you what to do. I'm not telling you should do this. I'm just saying, based on my analysis, I myself personally, that is what I would do. What you do is on you, because that is dependent upon you doing the work, doing the homework, and making sure that everything you're hearing makes sense to you before you do anything. It's not just this person said it, so I'm going to do it. No, it has to make sense. The logic has to be sound, because as I'm describing the situation to you, I'm able to reason this out, and I'm hoping that you are able to come to the same conclusion that I've come to with your critical thinking skills, to see that if I'm talking nonsense, and I definitely could be, right? Or if I'm making sense, and I could be also. But this is my best foot forward in terms of what I think the NASDAQ is going to do. Hence why I don't want anyone following blindly as to what it is that they think they've heard and how they want to move. Make sure everything makes sense. So on that note, these are the moves I'm looking for this week, right? Bottom line, I'm expecting price. So I'm just going to highlight a couple levels for you. I'm expecting price to come above here. If I get a close above this level, I will consider tapping in. I don't think price is coming down to this level right here. So I think the bullish momentum is ongoing, right? It's ongoing. And I think until something seriously comes along to turn things around, that's the direction we should be looking at in regards to the NAS, right? So with all of that said and done, if you made it this far into this video, you should definitely hit the subscribe button, turn on the notification, and drop us a like, and I will see you all on the next one.